will live. We're both mobile, so the world will have to accept our. Oh wait, man, I have really shitty internet. Hang on, let me take a look. God damn it!
Probably
and I don't
best right now.
Well, it's not too bad.
I think our internet's fine over here.
Yeah, how am I? Am I coming in and out? Let me see what my upload speed is like.
Well, no, you were at first, but I think everything's fine here now.
No, it's fine. No, this is great. This is, you know what? It really is StreamYard. It's not YouTube. It's not that. It's StreamYard that does this. So, anyway, I'm glad that everyone could join us for the 500th episode of Accountant's Quarter. Did you look at the title? 500th episode, right?
Yeah, I just now saw the title in corner. That should be the name of mine.
Right. I wanted to have like and Atham, but we have Atham kind of. We need a picture of Atham kind of like leaning his head in at an angle, so I could just put that right on the side, and Atham. So I said it to the Facebook, so hopefully Atham is in town. Be good to see him a little bit. Huh? And Atham.
Oh no. Yeah.
How's Oregon? Is that fun?
Well, I have something that'll shock you. It's raining.
Really? Okay. Are parasitic white people protesting in Portland too? Is that another big gamble to guess on?
It's we haven't gone anywhere near downtown, but I do have to say it was not raining yesterday. So I walked around a little bit and did some stuff. There's so many homeless people here. Yeah. I mean, it's just wow.
Just so you know, this is everyone likes to, because the Democrats force it this way. They like to force everyone to look through the lens of traits, whether male, female, gender, race, all that other stuff. Portland is the epitome, the epitomal example, the empirical proof that this is everybody. Everybody wants to be a lazy piece of shit bum. That's it. And it has nothing. I cannot emphasize that enough. Everybody is inherently lazy, and Portland, as well as Seattle and Tacoma, prove that. And there is a lot of homeless people, and it's great because you know what's great about homeless people?
What?
That they wasted their life in a country where you could pretty much choose. Like if you just decided to work, you could afford housing. May not be the best house, but you could afford housing. But they have chosen to live their life homeless. And I don't know if you've ever been homeless or been out like on a cold night where you don't have a place to stay. That sucks. It sucks. And man, all because everyone's too lazy to go get a job. And those people, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So
well, how are you? Are you? I know you're someplace else right now.
Yes, I'm not at. I'm mobile. And I was hoping to buy a new camera, like a smaller one, and test it out because I got a Nano. A Yeti Nano. I'm gonna mail you one of my old microphones so you have a quality microphone. Cool. But the camera that I bought came with a USB-C adapter. Do you even know what that is?
I do. It's a newish one that I guess is it meant to be faster or
it's meant to be faster. And I've never seen a computer with that adapter. And so this is not the first time I've bought a piece of hardware that is so advanced that would not run on any of my computers. Even if I got the adapter for it, the USB ports I have only handle a certain speed. So that video camera, it was completely a waste. So I had to return it. So now I just yanked the Logitech standard camera I use on my recording studio in South Dakota. But it's just like... don't sell it to me, making me think that I could just plug it into any old bit, put in big red letters. You need a USB-C in order to do this. And your computer must have this kind of capacity and power and memory to run it. And they don't. So, but yeah, so I'm kind of mobile and hopefully the quality is, I wanted to up my audio visual game and I could only do the audio with this.
Keep talking. I need to turn on a light here. It's too dark.
Okay. You need to put your hat back. Were you doing this to impress a girl or something?
I'm doing it to impress you.
All right. Go get the light on. So there's Vlad ELKUMS. Should I put my hat back on? No, no, he's going to put his hat back on. You didn't have to put your hat back on. It looked fine. was going to say you didn't have to put your hat back on. It was fine.
Probably needs to be on.
By the way, thank you very much for having Mr. Elkins send us a finger picture. That kind of made me and Athens Day. I think we all appreciated Mr. Elkins giving us the finger.
You might get a few more of those.
Okay. Does he get more fingery the more drunk he gets, or what?
Just when we're in a celebratory mood, I'm like, hey, Dad, let's do a flick off. I mean, I won't. My sister got mad because, yes, we taught my nephew how to do it in Mexico.
Did you? Oh,
he's only 4, so I might avoid that. I'm the coolest uncle.
You are. Well, you're the only one. So
basically.
Yeah. Well, let's go to it. And I appreciate you coming on Christmas Eve. Have you noticed, like, oh, I'm going to chill out and relax on Christmas Eve. It's time to relax. And then you like relax. And about 6 days or not 6 days, but 6 hours in, you're like, I got to do something aside from like watch TV and drink coffee. Have you hit that? Yeah.
It's been a little bit tough here because, dude, it just rains. It rains. So going for a jog is difficult. I had to do it at 11 p.m. a couple nights ago because that was the only time it quit raining.
Geez, that's like 1 a.m. for you, isn't it?
Yeah, although I've adjusted by now.
Okay.
But I mean, no, you're right. The weather is honestly, it makes it so demotivating to do anything. And every Christmas I've spent here, it's rained every single day. I don't know how people do it here.
Yeah, well, you get cooped up. I mean, it's inevitably like summer in Phoenix or winter in Minnesota. Like you get cabin fever inevitably, and you gotta get outside.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like in literally one of my more proud achievements. This will go down as one of my larger achievements. But I have not worked this hard since college. I did full-time school, full-time work back in college, but now I did 100-hour work weeks for about 10 months straight working on the house, and the house is all completely done. Like there's nothing left to do.
Nothing, officially nothing left.
Officially nothing left to do. I got to get another strap for the hot tub because winds came in, but that's a minor thing. I don't know. I gotta take the recycling, the aluminum cans in for recycling. That's about it. But my point is, everything is done. Like, and it's over. It's almost like, I don't know, graduating from a 1-year college or something like that. But now I'm like, oh, I'm going to relax and chill out. And then like you sit down for 6 hours. Literally, I watched 2 movies already.
Which ones?
The Great Train Robbery with
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
I've seen that.
Yeah, Donald Sutherland. Very overrated.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it that much. It was 1980 where everything was kind of gone to shit. Not that good of a movie. I mean, the performances were all right. There's nothing wrong with the performance, but the plot and I'm not who directed the dinosaur movies.
Oh, wasn't that Spielberg? Or maybe not.
Was it Michael Crichton?
Well, that was the author of Jurassic Park.
Okay.
I do think that was Spielberg. I'm pretty sure Jurassic Park.
Okay, well, Michael Crichton of The Great Train Robbery and then made it a movie. And it was a pretty good book, I'm sure, but the movie wasn't that good. And then the other movie, what the heck was the other movie? Point is, I watched 2 movies in 2 days, which is, and I conquered 2 video games in 2 days, which is an incredible amount of laziness and sloth for me. But then inevitably, like after, like 2 p.m. in the afternoon rolls around and all you've been doing is drinking coffee and watching TV or consuming media of some kind, you got to change it up. Like, it's almost like you need a break from the fun to just go, like, even go for a walk or just to, like, I did a consultation video, which was probably one of the more serious ones I've ever done. And I'm like, okay, fine. I finally did just run some errands, but I don't know how people can like, let's just stay in all day and play video games and watch TV. I just don't know how people do it.
It's difficult, man. I mean, one, I don't really play video games. And the other thing is, I'm either staying with my parents or sister. I'm at my sister's right now. And there's really not much you can do at either place when it's just like pouring outside. So you're just kind of like sitting around. I did not like the new Matrix movie that we watched last night.
I haven't. I'm surprised. Yeah. Did you go to the theater to see it?
No. You can get it on, it's either HBO or HBO. It just came out. I just did not like it. I don't know
why would you have? You're one of the smarter people I know. So I'm going to chalk this up to a brain fart on your part. What made you think that movie was going to be good?
Wasn't my idea. My brother-in-law wanted to watch it, so I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. There's just nothing, and there's no wow moments. They just took stuff from the first few movies, and not much changed. You know, not many good effects. I was just kind of like, all right, whatever.
Was the Wachowski brothers still the directors of this one, or is it new directors?
That's actually a good question. Maybe they didn't do this one. Maybe that's why it wasn't that great.
No, the last Matrix the Wachowski brothers did was an abortion with diarrhea poured all over it. That's what it was. It was horrible. So it wouldn't surprise me if those guys directed this again. I don't know how you screw up the Matrix with 2 sequels, but they managed.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was what we did last night. It was kind of disappointing.
Well, yeah, I just didn't. I wouldn't watch. I'd rather work, honestly, than see any. I'm being serious. Like, remember when you were like a little kid and to go to the movies was a big thing, and oh wow, we're gonna go to the movie, and now it's like, no, it is a painful experience, not only because of the people and the travel and the cost, but the movies are shit. And I get more intellectual stimulation, more fun answering an asshole consulting question, even if it's the rank of, oh, do I floss my left toe or my right toe with Crest dental floss or Denta dental floss? Like, that's more interesting. But God, I don't know what the James Bond movie was. Did you see that one?
We haven't seen the newest one yet, so we might watch that tonight or tomorrow.
They canceled the Cowboy Bebop real adaptation. Already, yeah. So that lasted a season.
Have you ever seen the movie Red Sonja?
No. Is that a Soviet gal or something? Or?
No, you're right. Like it's well, she is wherever Bridget Nielsen, you know, the gal from Drago movie, the Rocky 4. She was Drago's wife.
Yeah, the blonde gal. Sure.
Yeah. It's this Red Sonja. It's basically a spin-off of Conan the Barbarian, which you've probably heard of. And Schwarzenegger was in this. Absolutely atrocious. Like the 2 movies we watched yesterday. Yeah, like yesterday we just we got it wrong.
Is it a new movie?
No. This came out in 1985.
1985.
Yeah, like my sister went to bed. My brother and I are like, "Oh, Red Sonja. She looks pretty hot." And you know, Schwarzenegger's in this. It was just an hour and a half of nothing.
Red Sonja.
Yeah.
I'm getting a bunch of comic books and not. Yeah, I got Red Sonja movie. Red Sonja. There was looks like there. Okay, that's the 80s version. I see that. Yeah, that is Rocky Drago's wife.
Yeah. It was her first role. It was introducing, you know, Bridget Nielsen. So mediocre.
Yeah, I have a couple movies we're all gonna watch. I'm sorry, I'm so like tired. I just I don't know,
dude, me too. We were up very late last night, so
I've been going to bed like a trooper, like 10 p.m. at the latest, and then I get up and I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. See, this is what's gonna happen. What retirement's gonna be like. You and I don't think we'd last a month out of retirement. We're gonna have to. This is what it's like.
I got to do stuff just to feel good.
Oh, hang on. Let me plug this in. Yeah, I'm kind of realizing I'm not meant to lie around and do nothing. Although it is nice. Like one thing I have enjoyed is like there's no rush to do anything. Like we don't have to go anywhere. Right before I left, because everything was done, I was very relaxed. My heart rate per minute at the dock was 55 beats a minute, and my blood pressure was like 102, 103 over 70 something. So like phenomenal. The only thing is the cholesterol, which I guess you and I are competing now on who has the higher bad cholesterol.
Oh, did you get your figures back?
Yeah, I got mine back. It's like 167 for the bad, and the doc immediately put me on a statin. And now every mom that I've never asked for is going to text me and like, oh, you got to get off the stand. Oh, it's going to kill you. Hey, you know what else is going to kill me? Clogged arteries. That's what's going to kill me. So,
well, I was just going to say that our dentist friend, because, you know, I had some cholesterol, a little bit of high cholesterol too. And when I told him, just for what it's worth, first thing he said was, don't you dare take statins. So just telling you.
So our dental friend is going to yell at me too.
Oh, only if he watches this. I won't tell him.
Well,
He's in
yeah,
Mexico, so he's not going to watch
he's not
this.
gonna. Right, right. All right. Well, let's bang out this stuff. We'll get to the super chats here later.
All right, I've got it open here, so I'll just start reading it. Do we
I
say
got
who it's
two for
from?
you. Yeah, we could say who it's from. I don't think he minds because he's a regular. We like him.
He's in the chat. Yeah, he's in the
Is he?
chat. Hey,
Okay,
yeah,
good. Tom's
Thomas, we're
here.
gonna do yours. Yeah, we're gonna do yours right now. So I'll start reading it. So he sent this about a week ago. He says, I have my associate's degree. I got elevated from an accounting analyst to a property tax accountant job, and I passed 2 of the 3 EA exams. Ethics is the only one I got to take. EA means enrolled agent. So what that is it's a program where if you're not a CPA, you can be certified to do tax preparation by getting this alternate certification.
Yeah, so he's ready to go for this season, which is cool.
Yeah, and he's talking about
money.
this in here. Yeah. So he says, after 1 year in accounting, I previously looked at the CPA requirement and I thought it was a bachelor's, but they're asking for a master's degree now, which is 150 credits. Correct. It's really bad that they're doing this now. They basically require you to get a master's just to be able to sit for the CPA exam. And in previous years, you only needed to have a bachelor's, 120 credit hours.
I remember an article in Minnesota somewhere where their number 3 CPA license number 3, this guy was ancient. He was in his 90s. Do you know what his education was in accounting when he got, I think, the number 3 CPA designation in Minnesota?
Since he's that old, I'm thinking maybe he didn't have any education.
He had an associate's. That was it.
An associate's, yeah.
Yep, that was it. See, don't the boomers love you kids so much? They want to make education so easy for you.
I mean, full transparency, it's good for me when they make it harder for people to become CPAs, but I don't think it's right.
But you hit it there. See, I'm not a big leftist, but they made it harder for people, right?
They did, yes.
They made it harder for people. People wonder why life is so hard. Well, they made it harder for you. Stop requiring education. But I know Karen in HR has to validate her worthless master's degree. Anyway, continue on.
Okay. So he's got 2 out of the 3 EAs, and he says, now I'm curious about moving forward, and I assume Chad would be excellent guidance. Well, thank you. I understand that he cannot decide for me, so I thought I'd tell him what I want, and he could give me some advice on what areas I should do. Also, putting in the work is not an issue for me. I've been in monk mode for about 3 years now, working a full-time job in accounting and 2 16-hour shifts, security on the weekends.
That's awesome, because he can't keep it up forever. But I want to point out that's going to serve him so much better in the future. Like that's awesome, Tom. That's great.
And if you can study while you work, that's amazing. Okay, so this is what I want in my later years, when he's at least 40 years old and onward. I want to work only during the tax season, which in parentheses, 4 months busy, 2 months not as active. I'll talk to you about that, Tom. It's not like that. The other months, I want to have a part-time job doing something mediocre, but with people around, probably a grocery store job. No offense to those workers. Overall, what would Chad do to get to this situation if he were in my position? I prepare an individual and small proprietorship schedule, but not a real business return. How long until he felt comfortable branching out to do his own thing? QuickBooks has this thing where clients find you to do their accounting. Does he have any information regarding that? And that's the end of the message. So, Tom, it sounds to me like you may want to just be doing this part-time, because you kind of feel, can we curse on this podcast?
I already have.
Oh, okay.
And with that hair mop you got going on, that's more of an affront to any word we're going to say right now. People are like, oh my God, look at that hair.
Getting a little positive feedback, and one of someone very special to me texted, I like your hair.
I have an idea. Yes. Anyway.
So, I feel like if you're going to do this, it's sort of a shit or get off the pot situation, because if you're going to do what I do, like, I know it sounds like busy season is just a few months, and it's true. There's only a few months of very busy season, but it is kind of a full year job. I mean, you're always going to be having to do something for your clients. This is if you get established. It sounds like you may only want to do this part-time, which is totally cool. You just have to be prepared that you're going to make a lot less money, and you're not going to be able to grow organically, because you're going to know what your limits are. And, if you want to have a quote easy life outside of busy season and take other types of jobs, I hate to tell you, you can only do this part-time if that's your goal. Let me see what else he asked.
Well, I was going to think more about the CPA. Is there a shortcut because of the state? It's still state by state, but there's got to be some states out there where you don't require a master's degree. Would that be a short circuit? We did, and I want to get to the Guam option, but I mean, is there option for? Because Tom, I think, is going to school online, and if not, he knows he can go online. So it's almost well, it's no different than what accountants do with the tax code. Like, how can I get legally to the least amount of taxes payable using whatever laws are available? And this is kind of the same thing. How can you get your CPA quickest using, well, if you could go to an accredited school online, and Tennessee, for example, I don't know if it's true, but Tennessee doesn't require anything beyond a bachelor's. Shit, I'd be going to Tennessee and get my school online, and I'd get my CPA certification, and then boom, there you're done. But I mean, was that something you'd recommend as well?
Yes, but time has either completely run out for this option, or it's about to run out. Because when I looked at this a few months ago, when we talked about it, places like Guam, and there were a couple other states, there was Puerto Rico, maybe one or two other states, they only required the bachelor's, the 120. Okay. But a few of them in 2021 had switched to masters.
Even our buddy Guam?
I'm not entirely sure about Guam, but I think Guam might have been one of them that switched. Now, having said that, I think there's still a few opportunities out there. I think there may be just, quietly some that only require a bachelor's, but you got to look pretty hard for them. But I think most of the U.S. is basically requiring a master's at this point.
I'd be curious if it's even the I don't think it would run correlation with red state, blue state. No, because this is determined by the CPA Society, correct?
Yeah, the state CPA boards are the ones that vote on this stuff. But I do say I feel pretty confident. There has to be some way to only do it with a bachelor's. I don't think it's fully uniform yet. So you just have to find it.
I almost want to take it upon myself, using this channel, and name these people by names and expose them on the CPA boards that pass this. And like, oh, look, here's another guy that doesn't want you to be successful and is going to make you get a 2-year extra. I really ought to do that. That would be some kind of journalism work where I go and expose these people. And like, we just do, like, every day I go through all 50 states. I go through all the board members on the CPA Society that did this to the American public, and all the aspiring people like Tom who want to become accountants. Like, you just keep making it harder for young people to survive, huh? You just really want to be weapons grade sticks. Because last I checked, Chad, let me ask you, I understand if the CPA profession, like as a group, they're like, no, we got to keep our standards up. More and more people are going to school. Is there a shortage or a surplus right now of accountants?
There's a shortage because I've probably said this before, a lot of the boomers retired in the last couple of years because once COVID, first tax reform in 2018, a lot of them were like, fuck this, I'm out. And then COVID added so much more complexity. And then a bigger chunk was just like, I'm already late 60s, early 70s, I don't want to deal with this. And they bailed too. So there is a shortage. I'm getting new client requests every day. I have to turn them away to other CPAs. You could say that's good, but they should not be making it harder for people to become CPAs, because this is going to get harder and harder with people retiring with all these complexities. So they need to eliminate that master's requirement.
I think they shouldn't even have a bachelor's requirement. If you take the test, if you could pass the test, you pass the test. And I do like the 1-year work experience requirement. So you kind of know what you're doing. You do have experience. I require, but goddamn, man, it's more assholes making it harder for you younger kids. That's what it is. Yeah. And I'm not a big fan of younger generations because, free give me that, and Obama was our savior. How's that working for you? But this bullshit where industries put up further and bigger walls to protect their little fiefdoms instead of making it easier so that there's an actual healthy, vibrant profession that could serve the accounting needs of the American population, it angers me. But I got so much anger, I gotta like focus it like the Death Star on the best targets possible. So.
Yeah, keep that blood pressure down.
Yeah, I'm just trying. I'm trying. What else did Tom have in his question there?
That's what I'm looking at here. So he says he only wants to work during tax season, and he wants to just do easy jobs the rest of the month. So what you want to do, yes, what would Chad do to get into this position, in this situation, if you were in my position? Well, you're already doing the things you need to do, which is get those EA certifications done, because people will recognize, and they do, that an EA is a professional that can do taxes. It's the next best alternative to being a CPA. So finish that.
When did they require to sit for that return for that certification?
Sorry, the internet messed up there.
I was going to say, when are they going to require a master's degrees to sit for your enrolled agent test?
Oh, that'll never happen. I think the IRS is the one that's like, look, we need more people that have the ability professionally to work with people. So I think that's pretty safe.
Yeah.
But Tom, you probably, if you just want to do this and you don't want to get like a corporate job, et cetera, I don't think you necessarily have to get the CPA exam. Like if these are your goals, you really don't have to, particularly if you don't want to go like balls to the wall full time like I did. So I think your best bet is to just gradually build up slowly, get clients. Hell, dude, I could send you clients. I'd wake up every day with, oh, help me with my taxes. In fact, dude, I just want to announce to anyone that wants to do this type of thing, I'll get you clients, and a lot of them. I promise.
It's well, see, and that's the thing. That was another question I was going to ask. Is like, you don't have to be a CPA. There's such a shortage that you just be a regular old bookkeeper and you open up your little shop. You do need to work kind of under a CPA to have someone sign off on the taxes or whatever other requirements may be for a CPA to sign off on. But I mean, but if he's just a single guy and he wants to like have a busy season and he EA guy and then maybe do some bookkeeping on the side, he could get by. He could live.
Yeah, he really could. I mean, I guess he's asking how I would approach it. I would start building up now, find people whose taxes you want to do. Consider it a side job like I did for a few years. Because remember, I was working full time up until about 2013, and I'd been doing this on the side, helping my dad out. And then you cross that boundary where you're making enough money where you can go out on your own. So what you want to do is you want to start finding clients, talk to people. And hell, let me know when you're ready to, when you're ready for this. Let me see what else he asks. What would Chad do? I prepare individual. That's the other thing. So, you know how I prepare a more difficult tax return for your situation and most other.
Correct. I'm a very difficult person. Yes. Difficult things. Very difficult.
Although you get it done on time.
I'm already, just to tell Ryan Stone, a salute to Ryan Stone. I'm done with my taxes. I'm just waiting for my 1099s to come in.
You won't get those for another month.
Oh yeah, I know. And I won't lie. Half the reason I started, well, I did have time. I wanted to have this done before Christmas, but I also wanted to do it to piss off Ryan Stone. So I just wanted to point.
What's the story with that?
So last year, like I was hanging out over in Green Bay at a buddy's place, and I just didn't have anything to do. I'm like, I'm gonna bring my receipts. So I did my receipts, and like on Christmas Eve, because we all just decided to stay in because we weren't gonna go party in Green Bay. And I took a picture. I'm like, hey, look, I'm doing my, and then Ryan's like, oh my God, you're Ned Flanders. I can't, like, so his reaction was so, loud. I'm like, oh, this really annoys him. Now I have reason. I have purpose in life to annoy Ryan Stone by doing my taxes early. And they got to get done anyway. So, and I had some time over in Rapid City. So I got them done. So even before New Year's Eve.
I'm actually a fan of Ryan's like videos and material. I think they're good.
Ryan's good on his own as well, of course, but him and Jack Napier, and then when he gets Carl on every once in a while, I really enjoy Ryan Stone because he's the guy who he kind of checks you to make sure, like, if we're wrong. He's our auditor. He's the one. Yeah, he is. It's good to have somebody to like make sure you're anchored to reality and like call you out on bullshit or just like, hey, are you really thinking about it? So I appreciate having him around. But yeah, it's But him and Carl are real good.
So let me get back to this real quick. Well, I was just saying the reason I brought that up about the complicated tax returns is, Tom, the way you make real money is by doing the partnership returns and the S corporation returns. They're business returns that are due March 15th. And I know you already know this, But if you really want to delve into like getting paid quite a bit for doing taxes, I would advise becoming familiar with those. I mean, hell, I could give you some pointers about it, you know, like finding the tax software and how you do those returns. That would be my recommendation. You can stick to only 1040s if you really want to and charge, but you're just not going to make nearly as much money as you would if you learn how to do the partnership and small business corporation returns. So let me see what else he wrote. How long until he felt comfortable branching out and doing his own thing? Honestly, like I only felt comfortable when I had zero debt, you know, no debt. I've always kept a budget, you know, I don't live beyond my means. Basically, when I had no obligations to anybody financially, that's when I felt comfortable going out on my own. Because what do I have to lose? You know, if it fails, I'll just go back to a corporate job.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's the thing with Tom is because Tom's a younger guy. He doesn't have any kids. He doesn't have a wife. He doesn't have a house. And I mean, if there's a time to be the minimalist, get by, do my self-employment thing on the internet and just an enrolled agent part-time and then work at a grocery store or a bartender or whatever, now is the time to do it. And, and you could do that in perpetuity until you're dead. If you never want to start a family or in case you don't find a girl to start a family with. And so, yeah, I'm normally I'd be like, nah, quit being a pussy and go get your master's degree. But like, nah, you don't need it. There's nothing wrong with just chilling out, making 40, 50 grand a year and having a good old time. And
there really isn't, honestly, like you don't, this is why I mentioned those two more complex returns. You can get away with not learning how to do those. You really can, you know, with respect to your goals. I just think it'd be a good idea for you to learn how to do them because, you know, that's more money for you and, you know, it'd just be better. Even if you're doing it part-time, it would be better.
Yeah. Is that all for Tom? Because I did have another one here. I don't know if I emailed this one to you, but I'll pay you, of course. Yeah.
Well, there's just one more
question. All right.
Yeah. He says QuickBooks has this thing where clients find you for their accounting. Does he have any information regarding that? I don't know about that, but I'm going to tell you, you don't need to do that. I'm dead serious when I'm saying this. Like if you end up starting, I'm already doing this with a few other people. If you end up starting, I'll send you clients. I don't want to hire somebody. Everyone's like, why don't you hire somebody? You can manage them and they do the taxes.
Oh yeah, manage people. Yeah. So.
Exactly. And this might sound absolutely insane. So I'm glad we're sitting down. I actually like doing taxes. Isn't that crazy?
Well, you do have me and Atham as friends, so it makes sense. But yeah, that's yeah, so, I think it's not like I need to make the 6 figs and drive the Lambo. Yeah. And I think Tom's more level-headed than that. So I you know, cause we've known him for what years, at least a year. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's nothing wrong with what Tom wants to do.
Not at all. Not at all. Now, if he'd said, I want to do exactly what you do, I'd have different advice. But,
right. Yeah. Now here's a very important thing. Now, Tom, you are aware that if you don't get your CPA designation, you will not get the girls, right? Because Chad, doesn't that CPA designation, isn't that just like a pussy magnet? Doesn't it just get all the girls to come in when you say you're a CPA?
I'm going to be honest and straightforward when I say I don't think those letters behind my name have even come close to getting me laid even once. If anything, it detracts from it.
I wouldn't doubt if an MBA, because of the holdover of that reputation when an MBA actually meant something, I bet you an MBA probably even carries more sexual market value weight than the CPA because most girls don't even know what a CPA is. And if it accounting, nerdy, boring, gross.
They're more impressed about when I tell them where I got my MBA, they seem more, you know, impressed compared to like knowing what my certification is. So
I've talked to an agent in the field that both you and I know, and he ended up getting a master's degree. And when he put that and updated it on his dating profile, that was a huge boost. And so I'm recommending to all men. Here's the thing. Chad, could you tell outside of accounting, could you tell if a professional has a master's degree or a bachelor's degree?
No.
So you know what's great? You got every one of you boys listening to me now, you have a master's degree in your field. And then and you can just put master's degree and it will actually play to your favor in the algorithm. But for those of you aspiring CPAs think it was going to get you the girlsa, it will not.
No. Well, it might indirectly get you to girls because if you do well, and you find a good place to work, assuming you don't want to start your own business, you can make a lot of money, and that might in turn get you the girls, but not the CPA alone.
Not to see, which is why
Yeah.
you should just say master's degree.
Yeah.
Let's just say master's degree. That's it. That's all you have to do. That's
just an aside. I'm so glad I don't have to use those damn dating apps anymore. I mean, holy shit.
It was like watching. You're like the third baseman who like every pitch the pitcher would throw to the hitter. The hitter would drive a line drive right to your nutsack. That was like watching you on online dating, and it hurt. But then I realized it was you, and me and Atham would laugh at you because
I was happy to share the stories. I mean, it was shout out to Doc.
Oh, it's Doc Pert? Yeah. Retired Doc who has nothing else. Hey guys, what's going on? What's going on? I gotta get him the Christmas gift that I forgot. I didn't have time to make. All right, let's go to another one that I have here. This is a CPA question. Hi, Aaron. I'm 26 years old, and Lord willing, will have my CPA by January 12th next month. Though I'm currently jobless, I have 5 years of accounting job experience. I am, of course, looking at CPA jobs to apply to. It must be a remote job. I won't have it any other way. I'd also really like to work for a company whose values I at least somewhat stand by. A company that's at least somewhat patriotic and does something that actually matters and is for a good cause. Aren't these not millennials anymore? Aren't these Gen Zers just so cute?
They just beaten up. They need the real world to kick them in the balls.
Yeah. Any ideas on where I should start looking or how I should go about this? Also, I'm moving to Clearwater, Florida next month to get away from all this COVID bullshit. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Yeah, I would go to Clearwater, although Clearwater, it's kind of a tourist town. That's no, it's kind of middle, and it's on the Gulf side. It's a resort town. Yeah, it's the major metro that's close to is Tampa, St. Petersburg. Yeah. And it's on the same peninsula that St. Petersburg is on, but it's just I'm sure they need accountants, but it's a big ass tourist town. I mean, I'd be looking at St. Petersburg, honestly, but St. Petersburg is 10, 15 miles away of that.
Hope he likes old clients.
Yeah. So what's his,
so what's his
5 years? Look, I'm looking for CPA jobs to apply to, but it must be remote. And he'd like it to have patriotic values. Do you want to kick his ass or should I?
Let me at least start that patriotic values should be, if you make a list of like things that you want to work for, companies and all that, patriotic values is something that's going to be very hard for you to find, in my opinion.
Right.
What were you going to say?
He's an idealistic, young, naive dipshit and should just take the money and run. And I would not go work for like a nonprofit. Like, don't go work for, I'm trying to think of like the Marxist organization that has to do their accounting. Like, obviously don't work there. I would also avoid any employers that mandate diversity training, sensitivity training, this training, that training, but no on-the-job training. But I'll explain why to the client, why you're not, I like the sentiment, but you're being naive. The modern day conventional marketing that you see in all the United States is based on an infrastructure that was laid 20, 30 years ago. We're starting in academia now, media and all that. They have successfully programmed and brainwashed the majority of people in the United States to put first and foremost their traits as what's most important in their life. It's not whether it's the complete opposite of what Martin Luther King wanted, where he's like judged by content of character and not color of skin. They have literally put that 180 on its head, where it is now colors. And this is why I say traits, because it isn't just race, but it's gender, your mental disorder that you don't have, but you want to claim you have, whose genitalia you like licking. Yeah. All these other traits, and the reason traits is because it takes no work to have a trait. Like, I was born mostly Scandinavian, part Jew, a little bit of Spaniard and all that. But if I like, oh, I'm valuable because I'm a Spaniard, which is stupid. Right. But that's what I mean. But when you say, oh, I'm valuable because I'm a woman, now you could see how this is going. So companies, whether they believe it or not, which most of them don't, they know the vast majority of people have at their core value, their new religion is traits they were born with. And so this is why you see all this woke advertising and woke movies that are by their definition bigoted.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in a negative way, but they are bigoted towards a trait that people have, and they say, which should be of ultimate insult to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Buy this product because you have a vagina. That should insult every woman out there. Buy this product because it's Black History Month. You should all be insulted. But I'm not. People swallow it. That's the thing. So employers, to get the best of that is, if you look at what's important, they take polls. For your generation, look at what's important for your generation, and they will poll leftist. And even the predecessor to this was environmentalism. Like, I care so much about the environment. If you go back 15, even 20 years, corporations would start listing their, you remember their economic ERS report, economic responsibility, ERP, something like that, like their environmental report where they'd show how, all right, that is all marketing. They don't, ExxonMobil doesn't, well, ExxonMobil probably does care about the environment a little bit, but your average employer doesn't give a shit about the environment, doesn't give a shit about the dolphins, it doesn't give a shit about Black people, it doesn't give a shit about women, it doesn't give a shit about whose genitalia you like to like. They want your money and they want your labor. And so since younger people are all like, oh, I so care about social causes, the corporations put on a massy, so do we. Come work for less money at the XYZ corporation. And so that is endemic. That is now part of the marketing culture and the recruiting culture. That's it. And so you're not escaping this, that is what the forefront, that is, and it's going to be a while, because this is what your masters and your doctorates and the leading experts of marketing in all the Fortune 1000 companies, it's sell to people based on their traits. Yeah. And keep in mind, marketing people are not that smart, and they will never come up with a better idea until they are told to. But right now they're just playing off of that infrastructure that's been laid around. So knock it off with this. Patriotism is bad. Like that's bad. You don't want to be patriotic. You're like, you like America? What's wrong with you? And I know it seems counterintuitive, but they've brought up now 2 full generations of people to hate America and freedom and capitalism and all that other stuff. So yep, you're the Marxist CPA who's working for a company that wants to make a profit, that then does a corporate tax inversion to pay 0 in corporate taxes. Just ask Google.
Yep. And Amazon.
And Amazon. Yep.
Did he? What else did he ask? Did we answer that?
Then he wanted to work remotely. I mean, is that something he can? Is that like he's coming in there with too big of a swinging dick?
You know, believe it or not, if he went into public accounting, doesn't have to be a Big Four. That would increase his odds significantly of working remotely.
Would he have to work at the office at the public accounting firm at first? No, they'd be okay if he worked remotely. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in audit and even tax, you may have to go some places, like if you need to be on site for anything. But I mean, there's no need to go into the office anymore in public accounting, because you can just work at home when you don't need to be there. So that's one thing.
That's not a delusional expectation of his.
No, not at all.
Okay. I'm proud of him for insisting on it. I didn't know if he would have to eat crow pie and put just to get his foot in the door. But if that's the case, then cool, hold off on that.
I mean, they make you come in a little bit, like for the first couple or few weeks, but then you're remote. So,
good.
No, so that's an idea. Problem is there's no guarantee. Like, people started to go back to the office, this past fall. Now we got this Omicron, whatever you call it. So now people are back working at home. It's tough. I mean, a lot of these positions are going to want you to prove yourself a little bit, I think, with training and everything. Yeah. All
right, cool. Let's do the super chats, because I looked through the request list and I got a bunch of other requests, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing a bunch of asshole consulting today. I'm trying to be a new Aaron where I take time off, and it's Christmas Eve and all that. But shall we go through the super chats?
Yeah, I'll get to them here.
Right.
So the first one is Bryce T for $1.99, who just says hi. Well, hello to you too.
There we go. Is that nice? That's nice of Bryce.
That was nice. Yeah.
Who's this guy?
Let's see. Oh, Dre. $2. Everyone give Vlad a present of a box of receipts. What's funny is that I think nobody ever does that anymore, because it's just as much of a pain for them as it is, for me. So
what, to drop off a box of receipts?
Yeah, because if nobody will come to my office, which hardly anybody will, I don't let
Oh,
anybody. Yeah, I don't let anybody drop anything off
are you
there.
going to get rid of
So
that office because you don't really need it anymore, or does it help you psychologically just to have a place to go?
I was talking with our dentist friend about that last
Mhm.
week. I'm gonna see how the next few months go. If like hardly anybody goes in there, like nobody during busy season, I might just drop it. But I really like having a place to go. So yeah,
It's more of a psychological. Plus, you get to bang
yeah.
girls there. You know, it's a place where you can say, "Yeah, I banged." And then when you're old, you're 60 years old, you're driving through your old Chicago town, like, I banged a girl up in that building. Ha ha ha.
Only happened twice.
Only happened to us more than what I got to bang in that building. Other buildings in Chicago, that's a different matter.
yeah. Dre for $2. Breaking news: female Die Hard remake coming soon. Let's tell
But
Marcus Brown.
he hasn't even seen the first one.
I know, I know. Yeah.
He's falling asleep at it. All right, let me. That's Dre. Oh, we got some more here.
Next, DJ should be the next one.
DJ Aftershock. Yep.
Yeah, DJ Aftershock for $2. Richard Daly and Rahm Emanuel promised me free stuff. Well, I don't miss Rahm. I wasn't around for Daly, but now we got Beetlejuice. Did you know, dude? I can't believe this. We're now the same as San Francisco and New York City. They're going to require if you go indoors anywhere, you have to show a vaccine card.
Why don't you leave?
I'm in the
leave.
process.
Just okay. Please. I hope you are in the process. Leave.
I am.
Be done.
You're going to see how done I am. So
right. I cannot think of anything better than to punish the state of Illinois and the dipshit Democrats therein by having all the talented people leave. It's called capital flight, and I'd love to see Beetlejuice and her ilk produce anything of value that's going to help sustain, let alone keep alive, the people of Chicago. But that's
yeah. Let's see who's next.
Hello, dog. I got a dog here.
Mexi Mike.
Are you outside?
There's a big dog here too.
Oh, yeah, this is a little dog. This is a worthless dog. This dog has now it's gone away. All right. I'll beat it next time. That's it.
Mexi Mike for $2. Aluminum in our deodorant gonna kill us all. What's that from?
There's aluminum in the deodorant. It causes cancer, I guess. You know what causes cancer? Everybody telling me it all causes cancer. I'm gonna die. That's what's like a woman nagging you about your health is worse than whatever cigarette you're smoking or the cookie with butter that you're eating.
Man, my nephew's gonna run in here any second.
That's fine. All right, okay with the nephew.
Okay, Dre for $2. Vlad's wife lets him talk to Cappy still. Shocked. I don't have a wife.
You don't have a wife. You don't even have a girlfriend. You have an acquaintance of the female persuasion you enjoy spending time with. And you know what? That sounds better than most marriages.
Oh, well.
Think about that. I enjoy spending time with this woman. Well, that's better than most marriages. Why fuck it up?
Yeah, she's a good girlfriend.
Hey, look at here. You know Erica?
I do. She's been on here before.
For
good old Erica. She says, what about QuickBooks certified program? They're making folks train to be tax preparers and bookkeepers basically free. Free market will find a way. I honestly don't know a whole lot about this. I knew that they had a bookkeeping program where they'll show you how to use QuickBooks bookkeeping and kind of train you, but I didn't know they were doing it for taxes too. If they're offering free training, and this goes to Tom's question, take it. Take it. If they're doing this,
put it on your resume. It's not going to hurt. No.
Yeah.
Well, Merry Christmas to Erica down there in Texas. We like Erica.
Alex.
I don't know if we like Alex though. Does anyone like Alex?
I do. $10.
Everybody loves Raymond. Nobody likes Alex. That'd be a great sequel. That's.
He says, God, he's yelling out there.
That's right. We can barely hear him. That's all right. That's fine. That's fine.
My mom's supervisor at Amazon, 27-year-old kid, had to get a master's just to be a supervisor at Amazon. My mom was offered the same position, and she didn't graduate high school. Just saying.
College, I've said it before, and it was more poignant than what I realized when I was saying it. Modern college is the modern day cigarettes. We should be spending as many resources to convince kids not to go to college as we did back in the 80s and 90s, convincing them not to smoke. Because college does take literally 20 years off your life. It is that bad.
It's a waste of time.
It is a waste of time. It's a waste of money. It is horrible for your life. It just is. It's not worth it for 80% of the people.
Okay. Billy Bob for $6.99 Canadian. What do you guys think about going back to a good school for accounting and finance and then pursuing a CPA at the age of 30? I completed my CPA requirements, passed all the exams and work experience when I was 32. So I'm very supportive of that. If you really want to do it, you have to be sure you want to do it, but I support that.
I'll make it easier for Billy Bob. Why would you bother with finance? Just get your degree in accounting. There's no reason to study finance. Finance is an obsolete study. Interest rates are now completely set by the government. It's artificial. You cannot fund it. Money supply printing determines asset prices. There's no reason to even bother with finance. It's an obsolete degree.
Jason Bailey for $5 Canadian. Have a Merry Christmas. One sec. I'll be right back.
You can have. All right. I'll finish these off. Go ahead. Take care of your kid.
Hey. Yeah, can I see? Sorry, I'm doing a live stream.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh.
Say hi to everybody, Kellen. Say hi. Hi. Here.
Hi, Kellen. I see a hand and a dog.
All right, keep it, buddy.
All right.
That little
I'll talk
kid.
to you
He's
just a
famous
bit,
now.
Okay?
Come here. All right, let's go.
I'll talk to you just a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just have a few more minutes. Then I'll be on. Yeah.
You want to go to the store?
Okay, sorry about that.
That's perfectly fine.
So Merry Christmas, fellas. Cappy, do you still have consulting emails to answer? I sent one the other day. Chad, my friend, combs aren't expensive. Well, I wanted you to see a more natural me when I first wake up. So
Did you just wake up?
No, I woke up like 3 hours ago, but I mean, I was just hanging around, and yeah, I haven't showered yet, basically.
I'm wondering if Athem's away. I sent the link to Athem too. He's probably asleep. But
well, it shows they read the message.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have a lot of emails to answer. They're backing up. Like if I take a day off, it gets backed up. And you know what that means?
What's that?
Chad, being an economist, what does that mean?
You're going to be charging quite a bit.
I'm going to be charging more. Yeah, that's just how it goes.
Erica Williams for $5. QuickBooks and Joe Biden administration already said they need 10,000 more accountants because of taxes, student athletes, and chasing PPP folks. The PPP program, the payroll protection program that came out for COVID.
How cancerous level was that?
Oh, disgusting. You might have read those stories about how like Harvard University, which has an endowment of something
multiple billions.
Yeah. How they went ahead and claimed all thousands of free money from the government for that. And so it's terrible. It helped out people a little bit, who needed it, but it just helped those who didn't need it all the more. So it was just bad.
Stop. Yeah. Never mind. I don't have to. What is the student athletes? I don't get what are student athletes.
I don't know.
How are they complicating the tax code?
I'm not sure.
Are they getting paid now?
Oh, yes. That's what she's saying. I'm sorry. Starting this year, you know how college football players and basketball players, they couldn't make
are completely raped financially and they don't get paid? Yes, I'm aware of that. Yes.
So starting this year, they have something called an NIL, which is name and license. So now every college football player and basketball, and really any college athlete, can sign endorsement deals. So they can make money. So I think what Erica is saying is that that's going to lead to significant tax issues because they never had to worry about that before.
Well, that's just what, 1099 income?
See, I'm glad you said that because now there's a debate whether they should be W-2 employees of the school. Like they're going back and forth on that.
God, guys, can you realize how universities are just a cancer? How many generations of what would be professional level, maybe not the top professional, but sports athlete or college athletes, they're good enough. They can make a profit, but they don't get paid. The university has to get paid. Now after how many generations, guys, young people, colleges and universities are not your friends. They are going to bleed you dry, but I don't care.
Oofda for $10.
New guy, probably from Minnesota.
24 years old and just passed CPA exams last October. Congratulations. And started Big Four in January. Congratulations again. But I'm in Minnesota and
my condolences.
Want to get the hell out of here ASAP. should I just work here for a year and transfer out? Yeah, go ahead and just suck it up for a year. You know, you've got the job, get some work experience, because you can transfer offices after you've been there for a year or two. They'll let you do it.
Or you just go open up your shop in a beach over in Clearwater, Florida. That's it. Yeah, literally.
Ufta, if you wouldn't mind, tell me if you're still around. Tell me if you're going to audit and tax, because I'm curious. Dre for $2, Vlad ELKUMS, he/him. CPA, MBA, PhD, get 9s and 10s bras. So only about 3 of those are accurate.
Yes. Because I know you're not he, him, you're she, it. And then
when I get new client requests with those pronouns, I get so angry.
Don't know. It's just you don't take them as clients.
No, of course I don't take them.
That's a lawsuit and whining and complaining ready to have.
Yeah. Tom for $10.99. I will contact you when I'm ready and details about the software to use. CPA with no debt equals no girls. MBA with
CPA with debt equals no girls. I don't.
Yeah,
MBA with it. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Oh, Mexi Mike. Cappy has millennials and Zoomers to thank for life coach title. Are you a life coach?
No. I guarantee it was Dre. I was telling a buddy of mine, my buddy Richard. I got him at the Token Black Friend store. So if you don't have a Black Friend, you got to go. You remember how you and I found Vince at the Token Black Friend store? We go to the Token Black Friend. Right. Tom Landrum, Token Black client. That's where you got to go to the Token Black department. That's where. Anyway, my buddy Richard, I was explaining to him how Dre, of all people, I'm accusing him. I don't have proof, but I'm accusing him. Put in the Wikipedia entry under the Carlson School that I'm, a notable alumni. And I never told you about this.
I think I heard it, but I heard it, but maybe not from you.
One of my fans, Dre, edited the Carlson School and put exactly what I did not want in there. It was like life coach. He didn't put dog beater, but he put life coach, economist, author, and life coach. I'm like, God damn it, Dre. God.
Hey, who won when you auctioned off your degree? Who won?
It hasn't. It's still at 450 is the. I just got too busy with the house and everything. So the top bid right now is $450 for my degree. I will probably put it on eBay with a minimum list price of $450, and I'll announce it. It's actually become more of a pain in the ass. I'm not going to get millions of dollars for it, so it's not like I got to get the absolute top dollar. But yes, I will be selling it once I get back to South Dakota this spring, because it's Christmas time and all that. But yeah, Dre put that I was a life coach, which unfortunately, technically, I am. I wish he just put certified asshole or professional asshole. I wish he would have put that instead.
I recently dropped a client because she was a life coach and had been one for 3 years, but was making no money and had all these questions. It was just totally worth it. She just didn't want to work. Life coaches are people who failed, and instead of going back to school for a real degree or a real job or just getting a real job, they go, "Oh, you're a life coach." I mean, the vast majority of your life coaches are bankrupt losers. And the real life coaches like me, Rich Cooper and whatnot, never wanted to be it in the first place and kind of really hate the moniker. Well, I'm a tax coach. So Mike for $2, you're welcome, Aaron the minimalist. We pray for you to you, Aaron.
He spells my name wrong because he's Mexi Mike, and that's what he does.
Well, you're Eric Corey, not Aaron.
I'm Eric Corey, you're right.
Wisco Nomad for $5. Check out a company called Delta Defense for accounting jobs. Pro Second Amendment and patriotic. They administer the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. See, there you go. Maybe you just have to research, companies.
Well, anything associated with the gun industry or whiskey or something like that. But I'm just saying, you go out, you start filling out applications for your general corporations. They're going to be like, "Oh yeah, we sew for the minorities and the women's. Just give us our monies." That's
And Wisco Nomad for $2. I work there, and they say "F you" to the vax mandate.
There we go. All right.
That's how you win the game.
That's how you. And they all have big-titted redheads that work for them. That's what they got. That's just imagine the world's perfect employer. We're a gun manufacturer with big-titted redheads. And we hate the vaccines, and you have to have a carry concealed permit to work there.
Okay, Dre for $2. Is bookkeeping a good side gig or is college needed? You do not need
Do not
college to
need
be a
no.
bookkeeper. No, you
No.
can just train yourself. Just use QuickBooks. Watch YouTube videos.
Yeah, and Dre, I'll tell you this. I used to tutor, and there was a gal who had an accounting class, and it was really good. Just get a workbook to learn the accounting cycle, and that it's boring, but you can teach it to yourself in an afternoon. You're like, oh, that's how accounting works. So at least you understand it from the ground up. And then there's software that automate that process. But if you understand, then you're like, oh, I see what accounting does. And for a guy, I hate to say this about Dre, I hate to say it because he's computer science. You're smart enough, you could figure this out in an afternoon. So like as a side gig, absolutely. That'd be, yeah. Even Dre, the well-endowed black man with a penis, he could figure this out himself.
Yeah, well, he can figure it out. The Tempest 5555 for $5 Australian. Vlad needs to do a regain.
Rogaine.
Maybe
Rogaine, yeah.
Commercial Merry Christmas. Is that the one where you like grow your hair back?
Yeah, but you're never bald.
Yeah, maybe he thinks I should be the after picture. Eric Burns Marsh for $5. Doing research for the expat thing. Where can I find a list of countries that don't tax 401ks? I don't know, dude.
You gotta go on Google and search country, but it's not gonna be the country. It's gonna be the United States. You'd have to forfeit your U.S. residency or citizenship to avoid that.
Yeah, the U.S. is one of only 2 countries that taxes you on your worldwide income, and nobody will guess the second one.
I'll tell you, Eric, a great place to start researching would be the OECD.org and then nationmaster.com. So just get some basic statistics about whatever country you're interested in. What were you going to say, Chad?
I was just going to say that remember that you do get taxed on your worldwide income. So, even if you take distributions, you have to pay taxes on them, but you can exclude up to 110,000 because of the foreign income exclusion. So, yeah. DJ for $5. Dude, when I'm 27, I'm gonna make 500,000 base salary as a consultant for the gov, bro. That's minimum. With bonus, I'm gonna make millions, dog. Yo, y'all envious.
See here, what's funny about DJ? He might actually stand a shot at that because he was ex-military, and I know a lot. Now they got more years experience than DJ did, but a lot of guys who put their 20 in, shockingly high percentage of them, like, okay, yeah, they left the military, but they still work for the Department of Defense as a consultant or a contractor or something like that. So DJ, I would absolutely poke around and see if you maybe not consultant, but don't be surprised if you go work for a defense contractor or you get in with your Marine buddies. I think even the Navy will accept a Marine. Maybe they might even help out because technically the Marines are part of the Navy. But yeah, he's closer to that than he thinks. I know he's joking, but it may not 500,000, but he might find employment that way. Here, look at this.
Hey, Safety Doc. Janet
the blue wrench. Yeah, people call me a grifter. I'm like, I don't go $800,000 per college keynote speaker to say print off more money.
Who called you a grifter?
Everyone calls me a grifter. Well, not everyone. The people who hate my guts because I make money, I came up with asshole consulting, like the original consulting idea. They hate it that I charge people money, and
I'm not going to answer this next question, but maybe you.
No, I'm not vexed. No, I'm not.
I'm just not.
I'm not again.
No
go ahead.
comment.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No comment.
I'm not against it. I'm not. I just want to be tested more. So in 5 years' time, but I also want to get checked to see if I've ever had the antibodies, and I'm pretty sure I had it. And so I don't see the reason of getting something. When we have like a 5-year study, and okay, fine, maybe, but right now I'm not going to get it.
Plus, they keep having all these boosters. It's just confusing.
Yeah. Wisco Nomad. When there's a vaccine, yes, but no, I'm not getting a treatment. I'm not getting an ongoing treatment. It's
Dre for $2. Cappy trying to blackmail in 2021. LOL.
There's a pun in there somewhere.
Sam Whiskey for $4.99. Where is Mr. Takagi? Where is the man he used to be in charge here? Oh yeah,
There is Mr. Takagi. There is the man who's
stupid. It's so stupid for getting killed.
Takagi? Oh yeah. All right, we'll do it the hard way.
My favorite character was Ellis. The guy who
Hang
was
on.
snorting cocaine. Anyway.
Hang on, I got bad internet again. Let me do a speed test again. Give me a second.
Yeah, I probably got to wrap this up in a couple
All
minutes
right.
here. I gotta.
All right, let's get through it. Nobody, no more super
Yeah.
chats. Let's just
Yeah, I
get
got
through
it.
it. All right.
Forum for $5 Canadian. Geez, Cappy, without your setup, you can really tell your height standing in front of the sofa.
Standing in front of the wow, look, new entrant to Let's Pick on Cappy Family. Yep.
I love it.
I bet you it's just Dre.
Like
Dre
that.
has multiple accounts. He wants to make it seem like everyone's picking on my height.
Mexi Mike for $2. Now take my money as we tease our favorite uncle. Yeah. Could be talking either one of us. Jason Bailey for $5 Canadian. Nonstop Dre. Years ago, I wrote a book that I hired Chad to edit. On Amazon, it's called An Entrepreneur's Guide to the Accounting Cycle. Yeah, I remember that. That was a while ago.
Did he publish it?
I think he did. Did you self-publish that? I think yeah.
Shit, Dre, if you published a book, why didn't you tell me? I mean, email me and I'll gladly come on. Oh, Jason Bailey.
Yeah,
oh,
he
no,
wrote
okay.
it.
Yeah. Well, let me look. If any of you guys write a book and it's legit, hit me up. I don't mind helping out everyone in the crew here.
Yeah. So DJ for $5. Never was in the military, but I do know someone who make that much as a consultant who works for a contractor. They have a master's in data analytics. Yeah, contracting with the government, money. I
guarantee. Okay, here, Dre has got a lot of stars lined up. He's ex-military, right? All right, so he's got that. Yeah. He's got that in. He's going to get a computer science degree. If he wants to play the race card, he totally can. I don't think he's going to have to, because if he has that degree and he's a Marine, and I could hook him up with a bunch of other guys. I'm not saying he's going to make no 500,000, but I don't stay awake worrying about Dre. And he always has his magical black man's penis to fall back on for being a porn star like Sterling. So Sterling Cooper could get him some backup employment if necessary. I think that's all. I think we got them all.
Is that it? Wait, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Chad. I appreciate it. We helped out Tom and the other guy there. Problem. And then why don't you take us out appropriately?
All right, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas and toodles.